What's good, NBA fans? It's your boy Ja Hoops, and I am back with another video. In today's video, I will be predicting the West first round of the playoffs. And I'll start off with the Nuggets and Lakers series. We all know that last year the Nuggets actually swept the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. So we all know that the Lakers are coming back for vengeance this year. And I just can't see LeBron settling for that again. You know what I'm saying? As an NBA fan, I just cannot see LeBron James settling for another sweep against the Nuggets. I keep seeing memes on Instagram and stuff like that saying that the Nuggets is going to sweep the Lakers. I do personally think the Nuggets can. I do think the Nuggets will win this series again. But I don't think it'll be easy this time. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, another take I got is I think this is a big time for Anthony Davis to shine. You know what I'm saying? We all know that when the Lakers made this trade for Anthony Davis a couple years ago, well, 4 years ago, from the Pelicans. They expected LeBron James to eventually hand the keys to Anthony Davis, and for Anthony Davis to be the best player on his team. And I think this series right here, it's important for Anthony Davis to show us that he could be the best player on the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? He needs to take over. He needs to win the matchup against Jokic for them to actually win this series. I think. I do think the way that they should play Joker is different. They shouldn't just put AD on Jokic. I feel like they should put Rui Hachimura on Jokic. And they should have AD stay in the paint. You know what I'm saying? Denver is a team that likes to get down in the paint. They're one of the best teams in the paint this year. And they not a high voltage 3-point shooting team. Yeah, they can knock on the three at times. They got guys like KCP, Jamal Murray, MPJ that can get hot from the three. But they don't got a lot of shooters. They don't, shoot a lot of threes to win games. The main way they win games is, getting down in the paint. And yeah, that's how they win games. So if AD can nullify that paint and just show that he's the best player in the series, I think the Lakers could actually have a fighting chance in this series. But I'm expecting Jokic just to take over and do Jokic things. Jokic is the MVP this season, and he's honestly the best player in this league. You know what I'm saying? You can't deny that anymore. The numbers he puts up, it just shows for itself. Jokic is just a monster, and I don't think AD will be able to beat this matchup against Jokic. And I got the Nuggets in 6 or 7 games. Because like I said, the Lakers do got people that can get hot, like Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell. They got pieces like Rui Hachimura that I like. So yeah, I think the Lakers can actually have a fighting chance. And the Lakers offense has been looking a lot better this season. So the next round we'll cover is the Suns versus the T-Wolves. This is actually one of my other favorites to see, the first round, because we all know that KD my favorite player. And I feel like the Suns been disappointing me this year. You know what I'm saying? The Suns probably has one of the most disappointing years this year. They 6th seed with the big three. You know what I'm saying? You got a big three, and you're the 6th seed. It's just not a good look. I thought there was going to be at least a top 3 seed team this year with all the depth they got. But Grayson Allen has been playing good. That's a bright spot. Grayson Allen has been playing exceptional, averaging 13.5 points per game, shooting about 50%. I think he's shooting like 46% from the three. You know what I'm saying? So he's been a sniper all season, and he has earned himself an extension from the Phoenix Suns, getting a 4-year, $70 million contract extension with the Suns. I actually like that from the Suns and for Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen is just a player that can knock down the three at a very high clip, and he's actually a little physical on defense. That's a player that the Suns need. He's started in most of the games this year, and he's been available. He hasn't been injured. He's always been on the court. This is a player that the Suns need to keep going forward. That was a good extension to do for them, and I think the Phoenix Suns just need to really figure out their spots on the floor, and they just need to figure out how to play with each other and how to coexist. They haven't had a lot of time together. I know it's been a lot of injuries for the Suns this season, where the big three hasn't had a lot of games to play, but this big three has already played more games than the big three of James Harden, Kyrie, and KD. So that's a little bit of a good sign. And I do think the Suns can pull through with this series just because they have more experience, more firepower. They have too much firepower to lose the series against the T-Wolves. And I think the biggest question is Bradley Beal. How well will Bradley Beal play this playoffs? We all know what Devin Booker and Kevin Durant is capable of, but now that Bradley Beal is in that third, role, how will he play? How will he adapt to being that third option in the playoffs behind KD and Booker? And can he show up when KD and Booker are struggling? We all know that Jaden McDaniels will be guarding Kevin Durant. And Jaden McDaniels is a great defender, and he can actually slow down Kevin Durant some of these games. And KD might have a couple rough games. They're going to need Bradley Beal to step up as a scorer. And say with Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards has been showing some some promise on defense. I ain't gonna lie. So if Anthony Edwards is Devin Booker's assignment, I ain't gonna lie, that Anthony Edwards might slow him down a couple games as well. So the biggest question is, can Bradley Beal help the Suns, step up when they're struggling? And I think if Bradley Beal could play pretty consistent this series, there's no question that the Suns is going to win this series. But on the Timberwolves side, they got Rudy Gobert, who's the Defensive Player of the Year for sure this year. I think they're going to give it to him over Wemby. Wemby's right behind him, but Rudy Gobert has been having a very great defensive year, and he already got 3 on his belt. So I wouldn't be surprised if he get another DPOY. And the only question I got about the Timberwolves is, will Karl-Anthony Towns be fully healthy? He was out a whole month with the torn meniscus. He played the last 2 games of the regular season, didn't really look playoff mode. So that's what I'm really scared about for the T-Wolves, is, are they going to have enough firepower? Because if they don't got Cat fully healthy, they're not going to be able to handle the firepower of the big 3 over there in Phoenix. They're going to need Cat scoring and passing in this series. But obviously you got Anthony Edwards, who is going to be probably the 2nd or 3rd best player in the series. He's going to might even be the best. Anthony Edwards can get hot. He can, he's a high flyer. He can shoot the 3. He can shoot the midi. And like I said, his defense has been showing promise. So Anthony Edwards alone is a problem for the Phoenix Suns. But he has only been averaging like 14 points per game against the Suns in his 3 games. He struggled against the Suns this regular season. He even said it in the interview with Malika Andrews, saying basically like, this series we coming out to show them physicality, because they beat our ass in the regular season pretty much. That's what he said in the interview, and that's true. The Suns has been walking over them this regular season, going 3-0. So I'm pretty sure that the T-Wolves want to, show that they them. They the 3rd seed. And they actually been exceeding expectations, winning 56 games, the most since 2004 with Kevin Garnett. So, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, that's gonna be a very good series. But I got the Suns winning in 6. You guys let me know down below in the comments if you agree with me on that one. I just think Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal should take care of business this first round, as long as everybody stay healthy and everybody play like themselves. The next series I want to cover really quick, because I already made a whole video on this. I already made a whole video on the Clippers and Mavs, but a quick little prediction on their first round. Like I said in my video, I got the Mavericks coming out with the victory. I don't think it will be easy. I do think this series will go to 7 either way. It should go to 6 or 7 games either way. I know there's been questions about Kawhi Leonard and his knee. That's the biggest question of the playoffs so far, is, will Kawhi Leonard be playing in the first round of the playoffs? We all know that he's been down with his, I guess his knee that he got surgery on has been flaring back up. He's been having, I guess he got a shot in it. He got like a little shot in his knee to, deal with the pain a little bit and help him get back on the court. And the Clippers ain't really been trying to say much, but all the Clippers said is that they're doing everything in their power to get Kawhi Leonard back on the court for the playoffs. But like we all know who Kawhi Leonard is. It's always a question mark on if he's going to play. So I think that's the biggest question. If Kawhi Leonard is playing, I do see this series going to 7 games. But yeah, I think, the Clippers obviously has the firepower to win this series. It's just like I said, you never know who's going to be out there, and the injuries is a real factor, in the playoffs. So with that, that's the only reason why I'm taking Mavs in 7. You know what I'm saying? But if Kawhi Leonard was fully healthy, I'm taking the Clippers. I'm gonna be 100. I'll probably take the Clippers in 6 games if they got Kawhi Leonard. But without Kawhi, I see the Mavericks taking care of business in 7. Like I said, I like the new additions of Danny Gafford, PJ Washington. I like the way Luka Doncic has been dang near playing like a MVP. Jokic is just so crazy. You know what I'm saying? Jokic is just taking that honor. SGA's having a great year with the Thunder, so it's kind of being overshadowed. But Luka's having a great year, MVP type year. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of getting normal for him to average 30, 9, and 9. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and he's clutch. You know what I'm saying? Him and Kyrie can come in the clutch. And that's why I honestly got the Mavs winning this series, because when it comes down to clutch time, I know that Luka Doncic and Kyrie is more reliable than Paul George, James Harden. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm definitely going with the Mavericks winning in 6 games. And with the next round I want to cover the OKC Thunder and the Pelicans in the first round. I think this is actually an evenly matched series. We all know that Zion is down with an injury, and that right there is the question mark. Now that Zion is out, can the Pelicans still finish the business? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I think the OKC Thunder will win this series if Zion Williamson don't play. But I think if Zion Williamson come back, I got the Pelicans winning the 7 games because, come on now, you got Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, Zion Williamson. You got defenders like Herb Jones. You got shooters like Trey Murphy. I believe in the Pelicans to beat this young OKC team in 7 games. The Thunder don't really got much like playoff experience. You know, you do got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's having an MVP type season, but outside of him, you know, it's a lot of young cats. Don't got playoff experience, and we all know that the playoffs are a whole different atmosphere. So can Chet Holmgren, can Jalen Williams play good in the playoffs? That's a question. You know, it really is. We don't know what these guys are going to bring us in the playoffs. We've seen CJ McCollum in the playoffs. We've seen, you know, not BI. We haven't seen BI in the playoffs much, but you know, I think this right here is probably the most questionable first round matchup right here, because this one I didn't really know who to pick. I'll be 100. I don't really know who to pick in this one. You guys let me know down below in the comments who you think going to win the OKC and Pelican series, because it's up in the air for me. Because the injuries, like I said, injuries sucks. You know, when injuries come into play, it's kind of hard to predict. But if I had to predict right now, with Zion being out of the lineup and OKC fully healthy, Pelicans fully healthy, Pelicans not fully healthy, I'll probably go OKC. I'll probably say OKC in 6 games without Zion Williamson. I do think Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum can win a couple games without Zion, but they need Zion to win the series for sure. But yeah, man, those are my predictions for the first round. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys can let me know down below in the comments if you disagree with any of my takes. I don't mind for you guys to disagree with me down below in the comments, or you guys can even agree with me. You know, let me know down below in the comments what your predictions is, how you think the first round of the West first round will go. I think it's going to be a very good one. Get y'all popcorn ready, because this is actually a good first round. A lot of competitive series. It's a lot of series where I don't really know who's going to win. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, do me a big favor, smash that like button, leave me a comment on what you want to see next. I love you guys. Until next video, you dig.